It's said that every weather in the world is created by winds blowing in one direction or another. Sometimes the ocean, sometime the mountains, sometime the desert. But there's one place on Earth where the weather is dictated by the forest itself. Yes, that's it, the mysterious Amazon rainforest. When you step into the depths of this forest, it feels as if the air itself is a living being, breathing, sweating, showing both anger and compassion. The sun's rays can't penetrate the thick canopy of trees here. They are scattered by millions of layers of green leaves before reaching the ground, and this scattered light provides energy to the trees there. This forest is so vast that its trees alone transpire billions of liters of water into the air every year. This vapor rises to form clouds, and then falls down as rain. In other words, the forest creates its own rain. Scientists call it a weight machine, but local tribes call it the breath of the forest. They believe that when the forest is happy, it rains, and when it's angry, it causes drought. But it doesn't just create the weather, it also controls it. In some parts of the Amazon, trees have been observed to change the direction of the wind. Yes, the direction of the wind. Scientists have discovered that when thousands of trees release moisture simultaneously, the air pressure changes, and the clouds begin to drift in a new direction. It's a magical sight, when the air suddenly cools, and you feel as if the entire forest is preparing for something mysterious. Many travelers have reported witnessing it with their own eyes. First silence, then a sudden rustling of leaves, and then, without warning, a torrential downpour. But this isn't ordinary rain. It has a strange smell, a mixture of soil, moss, and the breath of some unknown creature. It's said to be the forest coming alive. And the most mysterious thing is this: the weather of this forest isn't just confined to the Amazon itself. Scientists have suggested that this forest also influences the weather on other continents through the air. The moisture from the Amazon nourishes the clouds of the Atlantic Ocean, and sometimes this vapor reaches Africa. Meaning, the seeds of the rain that falls in some parts of Africa are born in the Amazon trees. Can you imagine that a single forest holds so much power? Some scientists believe that if even 20% of the Amazon were to disappear, the world's climate could change forever. There would be no monsoon, no permanent winter. That's why locals say, whoever angers the Amazon will choke the earth itself. At night, the atmosphere here becomes even more ethereal. When the sun sets, the trees begin to release moisture from the pores of their leaves. It seems as if the entire forest has been transformed into mist. At that moment, the air is filled with a gentle humidity and a pleasant coolness. The distant cry of an unknown bird echoes, and you feel as if the forest is speaking to you. Many tribes say that when a human angers the spirits of the Amazon, the next day there's a violent storm. Trees fall, rivers change course, and lightning rips through the sky. This may all sound like a fairy tale, but scientists have found that rainfall patterns in the Amazon often change suddenly after some activity, as if the forest is truly responding. The Amazon rainforest, known as the heart of the earth, holds so many mysteries that no one has been able to fully understand them. Scientists say that approximately 80% of this forest remains unexplored, places where no human has ever set foot. When images of these areas are taken by helicopter or satellite cameras, only dense layers of green are visible, and no one knows what lies beneath. In some places, the air pressure and temperature have been found to be so different that the climate is completely different from the rest of the forest. Local tribes call these areas deadlands. They believe that creatures live there that refuse to let humans approach. Scientists have repeatedly sent drones into these areas, but they have either disappeared after a few seconds or were found broken, as if they had been dragged and dropped. It is said that within this forest, there is a strip called the Black Zone, where even sunlight cannot reach. The tree branches are so dense that it remains dark even during the day. Some of those who accidentally ventured there never returned. Some travelers reported that upon entering, their compasses began to spin, mobile signals went out, and the air became so heavy that it became difficult to breathe. Dr. Moraes, a Brazilian researcher, led an expedition to this site in 2012. He said he saw stones carved in an unknown language among the trees, like signs of an ancient civilization. But his entire team disappeared just a few days later. Later, only a torn diary was found, which read, "The jungle does not want us." Many tribes have their own tales about these undiscovered areas. The Waorani tribe says that in the heart of the forest lies a living wall, a wall made of green plants and vines that moves on its own. Anyone who tries to cut through it is pulled down by the vines. Some consider it mythical, but scientists have reported places where plants suddenly respond to human touch, as if controlled by a conscious being. Some trees emit a faint blue light at night, and their roots can be heard pulsing underground, like the heart of an animal. Mysterious sounds are also sometimes heard here. Travelers have reported a whistling sound echoing in the air at night. It's neither bird nor human. Some say the sounds are a warning the forest gives to those who cross its boundaries. An expedition team installed a sound recorder there, and the sounds captured on it startled even scientists. Those sounds were like the screams of some creature, slowly creeping closer from afar. No one has yet figured out what they were. But the scariest thing is that perhaps unknown humans or civilizations still exist in these undiscovered regions. A few months ago, satellite images revealed strange circular structures built among the trees, like the houses of a village. But no one has reached there. Perhaps people live there who have been one with the jungle for thousands of years. Some scientists believe they are protecting the jungle's secrets, so that the outside world can never fully understand it. Perhaps this is why anyone who ventures inside either gets lost or disappears. That's why Amazon tribes always say, "Look at the jungle, but don't venture into its heart." Because its heart is the place where humans haven't reached yet, and probably never will. It is said that the Amazon forest is not just home to trees and animals, but rather, it is a graveyard of bygone eras. Beneath the ground lies something that few dare to see. Centuries ago, an advanced civilization lived in the heart of this forest, one that not only knew nature but also knew how to communicate with it. Local tribal legends refer to it as the Kingdom of Zathana. It is said that these people built houses from stone and metal that still lie buried beneath the roots of the forest. In 2018, when scientists surveyed the area using LiDAR scanning, they discovered traces of thousands of years-old cities beneath the dense trees. Circular structures, remnants of roads, and some temple-like structures. But alongside these remains, something else surprised everyone. Within the soil was a black layer called terra preta, human-made soil. This meant that thousands of years ago, the people here cultivated the soil themselves. Even today, scientists haven't solved the mystery of how they did this. Some believe the soil was formed through a magical process, when the forest itself helped them cultivate their land. Tribes say the people of Zathana appeased the spirit of the forest, and in return received endless resources. But one day, something happened that angered the forest, and overnight, the entire civilization was wiped out. Many travelers reported seeing stones deep in the jungle, carved with unknown symbols. They bore neither letters of any known language nor religious symbols, but a faint glow emanated from them. One explorer wrote that upon touching the symbols, he felt a heaviness in the air, as if the atmosphere were pulling him down. Some claim that these stones were connected to an energy source. Perhaps this is why modern equipment ceases to function there. A drone operator said that when his drone flew over the area, its camera suddenly stopped recording, and the last frame captured showed only a glowing figure, as if an eye were looking into the darkness. It is said that the people of this lost civilization are still alive. They have simply hidden themselves in the jungle. Tribal elders say that sometimes at night, a strange flicker is seen from behind the trees, as if a lamp is burning. And then whispers echo through the air, a language that is not human. Some believe they are descendants of the Zathana civilization, who have severed their ties with the modern world. They are bound by the rules of the forest, and anyone who enters their territory is not allowed back into the forest. This sense of fear and mystery deepens when archaeologists discover giant stone heads resembling human figures, their eyes perpetually gazing at the sky. No one knows what they are guarding, but one theory is that they await the arrival of the sky god, who once gave birth to Zathana. And perhaps that will be the day when the forest will come alive again, and reveal its secrets to the world. But to this day, whenever a scientist goes to excavate in that area, the weather suddenly changes. The air becomes heavy, the sky darkens, and then comes torrential rain, as if the forest itself is guarding its secrets. Therefore, local guides always say, the Amazon jungle is said to be filled not just with mysteries, but also with monsters. As night deepens and the moisture of post-rain lingers in the air, something seemingly impossible to see stirs in the jungle swamps, the green anaconda, the world's largest snake. These are no ordinary snakes, but creatures capable of swallowing a human whole in one gulp. Local tribes call them Yakamama, meaning mother of snakes. They believe these snakes are manifestations of ancient spirits that protect the forest. Along the banks of the Amazon rivers, there are often places where the flow of water suddenly stops, followed by a sudden jolt, as if something enormous has moved underwater. Several sailors claim to have witnessed a creature 30 to 35 feet long slowly disappear into the river, leaving behind only rippling waves. In 1959, a Brazilian military team encountered an event that stunned them. While they were crossing a river deep in the forest, the water suddenly began to boil and a huge figure capsized the boat. 3 soldiers disappeared. Later, only their weapons and torn clothes were found on the shore. Their captain had stated, it was no ordinary animal. Its eyes were red, and it shook the ground. Scientists considered this an exaggeration, but a few months later, when the same area was surveyed by a drone, the camera captured a huge shadow for a few seconds, long moving, and as big as a bus. But it's not just anacondas. The Amazon swamps themselves are said to be alive. Many travelers have reported that the soil sometimes seems to breathe. The ground beneath their feet throbbed, like a heartbeat. In some areas, there's mud that slowly pulls a person in. It's called drag mud. It's said that if an animal or human falls in, they can't get back out. Locals believe these swamps are home to the Yakamama, and anyone who enters becomes their victim. Some scientists have suggested that the soil shakes due to microbial gas, but those who have witnessed it say, no, it wasn't mud. It was something else breathing beneath. At night, when you stand on the banks of the Amazon rivers, you'll hear a sound like heavy breathing coming from the depths of the water. Someone is calling, very softly, but very close. Sometimes, flickering lights are seen underwater, perhaps the reflections of an anaconda's eyes, or perhaps a warning from a forest spirit. Some of the sailors who heard these sounds were never seen again. It's said that the Yakamama first calls out to warn those who venture into its territory, and if they don't listen, they take them with them forever. There's an old Amazon legend. Whoever heard the river's breath saw death up close. Perhaps that's why the people of this forest never go near the water at night. They know it's not just anacondas who live there. The forest spirit also awakens there. Deep within the dense serpentine forests of the Amazon flows a river that has astonished even scientists. Locals know this river as Shunei Timpishka, which means sun-heated river. But surprisingly, it's not the sun, but a mysterious energy within the earth that boils this river. As one reaches the depths of the forest, the leaves of the trees begin to sizzle with steam, and the steam rising from the water is so dense that it appears to form a sea of mist. The river's temperature has been measured at 80 to 100 degrees Celsius, so hot that any living creature accidentally falling into it would die within moments. When many scientists studied this river, they were astonished because there are no volcanoes nearby. Yet, the river's water is boiling, as if a fire is raging beneath the earth. After years of research, Dr. Andres Russo, a geologist, discovered that this river is likely connected to a hidden source of hot geoenergy deep within the earth. But the full truth of this mystery remains unknown. Local tribes believe that this river is home to the spirit of the forest, and anyone who disrespects it never returns. At night, the steam rising above this river glows in the moonlight, as if a mysterious veil has descended upon the earth. Nearby animals avoid this area, and even birds refrain from flying over it. Legend has it that strange sounds sometimes emanate from the riverbanks, as if some invisible force is calling from beneath the earth. People have called it the breath of the earth. This place remains a confluence of both mystery and fear, where nature appears at its most dangerous and unknowable. This boiling river of the Amazon symbolizes both human curiosity and the power of nature. It reminds us that every corner of the earth holds mysteries that even science hasn't fully understood. Perhaps that's why the Amazon remains a magical world where a new story is born at every step, and the boiling river is its most mysterious. In some places in the Amazon rainforest, there are places where the environment changes as soon as a human steps in. One such place is the Cursed Lake, which the local tribes call Lago Rosa. It is said that this lake changes color every year. Sometimes it turns deep blue, sometimes green, and sometimes red, as if painted with a magician's brush. Scientists have tried to explain this change in color due to the aquatic life of a mini ecosystem, but locals say that the lake's color changes are due to the spirits of ancestors. If someone does wrong, the lake turns red, and if the forest is happy, it turns blue. The lake becomes even more mysterious at night. When the moonlight falls on the water, strange shadows appear in it. Sometimes it seems as if spirits are swimming underwater, poking their heads out of the water and watching the person. Many travelers have claimed to have seen their reflection while standing on the lake's shore, but its face would suddenly change to that of a stranger or an animal. It seemed as if the lake was reading a person's soul and drawing out their hidden fears. It is said that people who visit the lake often get lost. Some try to spend the night near the lake, but by morning they either disappear or lose their memory. Local tribes believe that the lake harbors an ancient power, capturing every mistake, every sin, and every crime within. If someone drinks the lake's water, they begin to experience past actions, sometimes fear, sometimes regret, and sometimes strange sounds. Scientists have also studied the lake. They found that its water is unusually salty and heavy, and the fauna there is different from other parts. But the most mysterious thing is that the depth of the lake has never been determined. Some researchers claim that the lake's bottom is so deep that no rope or instrument can reach it, nor can accurate measurements be made. This is why the lake's mysteries remain beyond human reach. Many travelers have witnessed a faint glow and steam rising into the air from the lake at night. This steam sometimes forms strange shapes, like a hand or a face emerging from it. Some believe these are spirits, appearing according to the lake's color and mood. Those who approach the lake feel as if the lake itself is deciding life and death. According to an ancient tribal legend, thousands of years ago, a soldier fell into the lake and never returned. His spirit still resides within the lake, searching for his companion. Therefore, locals always say, "Look at the lake, but don't put your hand in it. Your fate may change before its color changes." This lake is one of the most amazing and terrifying places in the mysteries of the Amazon. When anyone sees it for the first time, the question arises in their minds, is it just water, or does a conscious being truly reside here? In the dense greenery of the Amazon, it often seems as if humans are not alone. At night, when the cool post-rain breeze stirs the leaves of every tree, shadow animals roam about, creatures whose existence is difficult to detect. These are no ordinary creatures, but strange shapes that glide like the wind in the darkness of night. Many travelers claim to have seen them. Their size never remains constant, sometimes large, sometimes small, sometimes human, sometimes animal-like. It's as if the forest has created an invisible army for its protection. Local tribes call them Kanga. They believe these creatures are the guardians of the forest's spirit. Anyone who tries to cross the forest's boundaries first encounters these shadow animals. Many travelers reported feeling them running behind them, but never hearing them. Only the faint rustling of their footsteps, and the occasional sound of tree branches breaking. Some people even say that when they tried to shine their flashlights on them, they disappeared completely, as if the forest had swallowed them. The most mysterious thing is that shadow beasts never attack, they only warn. Their eyes, which glow red or blue in the dark, are enough to frighten any human. Many experiencers have said that upon encountering them, a person is caught between fear and hypnotism. Some researchers believe that these creatures can read a person's mental state and then change their direction. This means that if you enter the forest with fear, they may lead you towards danger, but if you proceed with respect and caution, they will simply maintain a distance and observe. Some scientists try to identify these creatures as unidentified antelopes or giant shadow animals. They installed cameras and infrared sensors at night, but something mysterious always occurred. Sometimes the cameras would freeze. Sometimes the recordings would show only haze and faint flashes. One researcher wrote, "The more I wanted to see them, the more the forest hid them." It seemed impossible that a creature could be so invisible and yet so powerful. Because of the shadow animals, many local tribes avoid venturing out into the forest at night. They know that these creatures not only protect the forest, but can sometimes devour stray humans forever. But sometimes they have been seen picking up injured animals and carrying them to safety, as if the forest itself decides which creatures should be saved and which should not. Looking at this mystery of the Amazon, one thing becomes clear. The forest is not only alive, but it also possesses powers beyond human imagination. In the dense greenery of the Amazon jungle, it often seems like only leaves rustling in the wind. But there are some places where the air seems alive. As soon as you step inside, a light gray haze spreads all around, and suddenly strange sounds echo through the air. Sometimes it sounds like a human scream, sometimes an animal roar, and sometimes melodies that seem to come from nowhere. Travelers say these sounds are more pronounced at night, when the moonlight filters through the trees and blends into the haze. Many researchers tried to record these sounds, but the recordings always captured only strange rustling and vague sounds. Some claim to have sensed messages in the voices, as if some unknown entity was speaking to them. Local tribes say these are the spirits of the forest, protecting their territory. If a person accidentally enters the area, a warning is sent through the wind, sometimes soft, sometimes loud, and sometimes terrifying. There's an ancient legend prevalent in the Amazon. It's said that years ago, an exploring party accidentally spent the night in the brown jungle. During the night, they felt as if the wind was following their voices. Whenever they spoke, the same words echoed unevenly in the air, but as if from somewhere else in a different tongue. Researchers considered it an acoustic phenomenon, but the tribes say it's the forest's consciousness that leads strangers astray. The fog in the brown forest can sometimes become so dense that one cannot see one's own footsteps. Meanwhile, the sounds echoing in the air make one think that there is an invisible being all around. Many travelers reported that when they looked towards the sounds, no one was visible, but the branches of the trees suddenly swayed. Some felt as if they were being controlled by an invisible force. Their heartbeats quickened, breathing stopped, and faint flashes appeared before their eyes. Researchers have found that these sounds in the forest are often associated with rivers, waterfalls, and the gentle rustling of leaves, but the experiences of those who live there suggest that they cannot be merely natural causes. They are messages from the forest, a warning, or simply a way to demonstrate its power. Some ancient stories even say that those who follow these sounds never return. The mysterious air of this brown forest makes one realize that the Amazon is not just a home to creatures, but also a kingdom of mysteries and consciousness. The sounds echoing in the air scare people, force them to change direction, and make them realize the power of the forest. The Amazon sky is sometimes not just blue or the blackness of night. There are moments when a strange glow suddenly spreads through the darkness of night. As you look up, many colorful lights flash across the sky, red, green, blue, and sometimes gold. This is no ordinary lightning or storm flare. Local tribes call them Eluna, meaning spirits of the sky. They say these lights protect the forest, and sometimes warn of danger. Many travelers claimed that when these lights appear, the surrounding air suddenly becomes cold and heavy. Some scientists try to attribute it to natural light caused by phosphorus or gas, but people say it moves on its own, changes direction, and sometimes descends to the ground, as if an invisible hand is controlling it. Travelers have often noticed that when they approach these lights, their steps suddenly feel heavy, and the shadows of the trees around them take on strange shapes. It's as if the forest itself is issuing a warning: do not proceed further. A British exploration team attempted to study this phenomenon in 2015. They deployed drones and cameras at night, but the equipment stopped working within minutes.
The recording captured only vague flash of light.
The resulting images showed the lights moving through the trees, seemingly without a source, as if descending directly from the sky. The researchers write, this was beyond the comprehension of science. It seemed as if the sky itself was revealing the consciousness of the forest. Local tribes believe that these lights sometimes guide lost people. If someone gets lost in the jungle, the lights slowly move towards them. But be aware, this doesn't always help. Many travelers have reported that if their mental state is filled with fear or greed, the lights pull them deeper into lost places. According to the tribes, this is the test of the jungle. Those who are honest and careful remain safe. Those who are greedy or careless get lost in the depths of the jungle. This lightning mystery of the Amazon makes one realize that the power of nature here works not just on the physical, but also on the mental and spiritual levels. These lights flashing in the sky are not just a visual experience, but a signal of the jungle's consciousness. Those who understand this return, and those who don't, never return. The depths of the Amazon jungle have always been a place of mysteries, but it is said that an invisible center, the heart of the jungle, lies hidden here. This place is so mysterious that only those with pure intentions and strong hearts can find it. According to the tribes, this place holds the power of nature, the energy of ancient spirits, and hidden treasures. This treasure is not merely gold, silver, or jewelry, but a blend of knowledge, mystery, and natural power that, if found by the right person, can connect with the jungle and become its protector. Many travelers have tried to reach the heart of this jungle, but the paths would disappear before they could reach it. The arrangement of trees and bushes would suddenly shift, the river would change its course, and a faint glow would suddenly appear in the air. It seems as if the forest itself is protecting itself. One explorer wrote that as he approached the heart of the jungle, he heard voices from the trees, sometimes whispers, sometimes warnings: be alert, every step counts here. Tribes believe that the heart of the forest lies within a vast natural cave, which holds many mysterious secrets. The walls are etched with ancient paintings and symbols that have never been deciphered by science or modern language. These paintings were likely created by the ancient civilization of Zathana. It is said that anyone who can correctly decipher these paintings can feel the power of the forest and gain extraordinary wisdom in their lives. When explorers entered the cave, they discovered amazing glowing crystal structures. These crystals emitted so much energy that the temperature around them rose slightly. Locals say this is the power of the forest spirit, which lives in its closest vicinity. Some scientists attribute it to mere mineralogy and photoluminescence, but the travelers' experiences tell a different story. Standing there, they felt the forest spirit reading their thoughts, revealing their fears, desires, and intentions. The ultimate secret of the Amazon is not just about treasure, but about the connection between the forest and humanity. Those who respect it experience its protection and power. Those who enter with greed or arrogance never return. The greatest mystery here is that the forest spirit is always active, and reveals its secrets only to those who have truth, courage, and respect in their hearts. It is said that the person who experiences this ultimate secret becomes who they truly desire to be. The heart of the jungle is not just a source of mystery and treasure, but of wisdom and consciousness. This is why the Amazon remains mysterious even today, and remains the most dangerous and amazing forest in the world. Anyone who wishes to know the true secrets of this jungle must accept the challenge of discovering it with their own courage, wisdom, and patience. And thus, the journey of the 10 secrets of the Amazon ends. The jungle has frightened, taught, and amazed us with its mysteries every time. Each mystery has made us realize that nature is not just physical, but is full of invisible forces, consciousness, and mysterious knowledge.